Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today on this video, I'm going to be showing you how I took down my locks, aka how I combed out my locks. So just a quick backstory, I have had my locks for 7 years, and so I just decided it's time to take it down. And because I wanted to maintain some length, I still wanted to have some hair. I decided to actually comb it out as opposed to cutting it off. And so in this video, I'm going to be showing you all the things that I use to take down my locks. So I'm braiding it out now. And so the first thing that you're going to need is a comb, right? Actually, this is the second thing, but you're definitely going to need a comb with the little teeth to, of course, comb out your locks as you go. And then you're also going to need a pin. The pin is the first thing that you need because you need to loosen out the lock before you comb them out. And so this pin was actually from the comb. It broke because I guess my hair was too tough or something. And you're gonna need a big comb with the bigger teeth, and that helps you to actually comb out your hair as you go. And so when you take down one lock, you're able to comb it out and have your hair combed out. And of course, you're gonna need some conditioner. You will need a conditioner to soften your hair. And also, I used this one that says anti-breakage because I just felt, it was gonna be good to prevent my hair from breaking. Of course, you're gonna need water. I recommend you put your water in a spray bottle so that way you can spray it on the lock as you go. Of course, all of this, the water and the conditioner is to soften out the locks. And another thing you would need as well, like I'm showing you here in the video, is a towel. This is completely optional, but if you're combing out your lock, one thing you need to know is that combing out your lock is very messy. It can get very messy, and so if you want to make sure you have your things in place, you don't want to mess up your entire apartment or your entire space. You definitely want to have towel. In this case, for me, I'm using two. I'm putting one in my on my shoulder, and I'm putting one on my legs because I'm combing up my locks. The residue and the damaged hair and the liquid from the conditioner and water is all going to be dropping on my body, and so the towel is just it's for protection. Another thing again that you need that I used, which is again very optional, is a plastic bag. And the plastic bag is pretty much to just throw in your hair as you comb it out. Because with combing out your locks, there's gonna be a lot of hair that you're gonna lose, so damaged hair, all of that stuff. And so again, if you don't want to have your space messy, you want to make sure everything is in place. So you want to make sure you have like a plastic bag, a paper bag, a bucket, whatever it is, to put all of that damaged hair and all of that hair that comes off as you comb out your locks. So I'm picking out one strand of lock, and I'm going to be moisturizing by using water and conditioner to make it soft. You do not want to comb out your hair when it's dry, because if you're trying to maintain some length with your locks, you definitely want to make sure that you're doing the right thing, you're taking the right steps. And so making sure that the hair is moist will help to manage the amount of hair that you lose. Okay, so I've sprayed some water on the hair with the spray bottle, and now I'm gonna be applying some conditioner as much as I can, as much as you can. You get it in, and I'm gonna be massaging that on this on the hair. This is just how I did mine. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get the conditioner in your hair and you get the water on your hair. That's all that really matters, okay? So I'm massaging the conditioner on my hair. I'm making sure that I'm getting it into it. I'm working it into the hair. You want to make sure you have enough product, enough conditioner and water on your lock. Again, this is to make it soft and easier to comb out, and also to, all around just protect your hair while you're combing it out. So now that I have that hair already, I have enough conditioner on the hair. I'm gonna go ahead and start picking out that single strand of lock. So I'm gonna start from the tip, and it's important to do this because you want to make sure that you have loose ends. Now, this is the one time where you gotta make sure you keep those loose ends, because the more loose the end is, the easier it is for you as you work your way up. So you want to make sure those tips are loosened. There's nothing distracting you or disturbing you from, going up with the hair. You want to make sure you're gently and carefully loosening out the end. Now, I, for one, was very careful with this because, again, I wanted to maintain, some length, right? So I really took my time. Now, this is where the comb comes in, right? As you pick the hair with the pin, you do a method that I call comb and pull. And this, while you're doing this gently, carefully. Again, if you want to maintain some length, you gotta, put the work, take your time. And I would say this, that combing out your lock is not a walk in the park. Okay, it's it requires a lot of patience. And so, if you decide to comb out your lock, that's great, great decision. But you want to make sure you're patient enough to comb it out. So as I go, I'm applying some water because it gets dry after a while. And so when it gets dry, all you do is just spray some more water on the hair. Or if you feel like it's still dry with the water, you can apply some more conditioner to soften it and make it easier to lose. And I'm going to be doing the comb and pull method, and you can see it even more clearly what I meant by comb and pull. So I place the comb and just pull it a little bit. Place the comb and just put it a little bit towards the end. So I'm going to go back in and I'm applying some conditioner because it got dry a little bit. And you see how easy it is to just loosen the hair. And so far, you can see that, I was able to maintain some length. As much as I lost some hair, I still had some good length of hair. Combing out your locks definitely requires patience. I'm not gonna lie. And this took me in total about 6 months to finish the entire hair. I believe I had about 95 locks on my head, and so it took me 6 months, which, to be honest, is not the case for everyone and shouldn't even have been the case for me. But I wasn't consistent with loosening the lock or combing it out. I took like week long breaks. I did like 2 strands per day. Sometimes I didn't even do any one per day. Sometimes, it took me like a week before I went back to it. I just kind of like packed my hair and styled it. Um, if I had to go out and stuff. Hence the reason it took me about 6 months. And so, if you're trying to combat your lock, if you're very consistent with it, if you're really dedicated, if you decide to pick 2 or 3 days out of the week to knock down a good amount of lock, you're gonna be done in like a month or even less. It's really up to you and how much time you have that you're able to put into it. It took me, and as far as one strand, this single strand actually took me about an hour. So roughly it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to loosen one strand, at least in my experience. Also, the length of your hair determines, to a large extent, how long it would take to loosen one strand or even to loosen the entirety of your lock. And so my lock was pretty long, and that also reflected why it took me like 45 minutes to an hour to get one strand knocked down. Now, when it comes to the end, or would I say the root of the hair, you also want to be careful here and really apply the comb and pull method. For me, this really worked for me in that because there was a lot of product built up from keeping my locks for 7 years or that long period of time. There, it was a little difficult to comb the root of the hair, and so I had to be a little more gentle and take my time, pick out the hair, and also like comb it carefully and just comb and pull, comb and pull. Again, this took me about 45 minutes to an hour. And once I did that, I'm just combing the hair carefully, combing out the hair. And that's the length of hair. And this shrinkage is real. But hey, look at the length of hair I was able to save. That was exciting. And I'm just gonna do like a quick twist to keep that separated and go on to the next strand. So that's pretty much how I took down my lock. Right here is all the hair that I lost from just that strand of hair. I hope you were able to catch a thing or two. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.